Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Tropical update number 55 on Category 1 Hurricane Larry making its way towards Newfoundland with hurricane warnings are in effect. Invest 93L making its way off the African coast heading towards the Cabo Verde Islands. And then our area of interest located in the Gulf of Mexico will be there very shortly. Let's go in that order, beginning with Larry as we see rocketing up towards Newfoundland as we speak, beginning to get that more extratropical look to it, but still very strong hurricane-like core. And it is a Category 1 hurricane. It has an eye-like feature even. All of that still going on with Larry as it makes its way up into Newfoundland. And then Greenland, I'll talk about Greenland here in a second. Like I mentioned yesterday, a whole bunch of snow will be heading their way. Larry expected to lose its tropical characteristics within the next 12 hours or so. And by the time that it does that, that means we don't have to worry about it anymore. But it'll make its way up to Greenland. And this is our snowfall map from Pivotal Weather. I don't do snowfall maps for Greenland ever, and I don't use snowfall maps for tropical cyclones almost ever. But as we see here, those oranges denoting about 3 to 4 plus feet of snow along the coast areas of Greenland with this storm. Of course, everywhere above that dark purple is a foot or more of snow, thanks to Larry. Again, as it begins to weaken, but it'll dump a whole bunch of precipitation over Greenland and of course, the form of snow. Invest 93L, again, that's at that area off the African coast we've been talking about. Odds now up to 70% with this one. We're going to continue to watch this pretty carefully. We don't have intensity forecasts out from the dynamical models yet, as it just got designated an invest before this video. But as we can see, a decent amount of model support from the European model. Not anything too crazy, although we are going to have to watch the Cabo Verde Islands where we may see tropical storm watches and warnings in effect. And my guess is probably will, but the storm will not be very long-lived. That area of interest in the Gulf, though, is a bit of a bigger concern. Odds of 80% that this storm forms in the next 5 days. And our concern here is the Texas coastline. It's really going to ride that coast pretty nicely. And the GFS model, which I'll show next, represents this very well. So let's keep an eye on that. Of course, if you're anywhere along the Texas, even the Mexican and Louisiana coast, you're going to want to watch this area of interest very closely over the next few days. Let's begin with the GFS. I got this on very slowly so that we can talk about it. You can see the remnants of Mindy and Larry all doing their thing. Our area of interest moving up the Mexican coast, Invest 93L forming as we talk about this. Again, getting pretty strong, that area of interest does. By the time we get to 5 days from now, we see a little bit of a notch there off the United States coast, and we're going to want to watch that system potential development into North Carolina. Another tropical wave there at the end of the model coming off the coast at about 7 days from now. European models tells just about the same story, except for it has another thing that we have to talk about with it. Again, that area of interest, like I've mentioned, moving its way up the Mexico, Texas, and potentially even Louisiana coastlines. We're going to want to watch that. Our current, the storm, the reason it's currently in the Atlantic, it's currently around where that upcoming wave in about 4 days is located. That's where it's about at right now. That weather is going to move its way up towards the Bahamas and then North Carolina in about 5 days or so is when we'll want to watch that for potential tropical development off of the North Carolina coast. So we're going to keep an eye on it. Again, no strong signal, but at least something that's not just on the European, it's also on the GFS. So we're going to want to watch this very closely. Again, Larry, Invest 93L, short-lived, upcoming wave in about 4 days. European support with that one is very strong and brings it into land areas. Of course, at this point, it only goes as far out as to say the Leeward Islands may be affected. But again, that is something we're going to want to watch very closely, that upcoming wave in 4 days. The GFS does not have that one, but they both have the one coming off in about 7 days from the African coast. That one should go away from land for the most part. But again, just a few things here and there that we want to keep an eye on. Nothing too big. Of course, Larry going to bring storm surge and rain to Newfoundland, as well as feet of snow to Greenland. And then, of course, that area of interest potentially affecting Texas, we're going to want to keep a close eye on, as well as the other systems as potential watches and warnings may be needed down the line. That's all we have for now. We'll have another update out tomorrow, probably towards the evening before the OU football game, after the Ohio State football game, because that's kind of how my schedule works. That's all for now. Chris Dixon and for other Catholic Media.